Hi guys, how are you today? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face of Holy Grail makeup. I asked you guys on Twitter if you guys would like to see this video first or a full face of makeup I don't like, and you guys voted for this one, so this is what you're getting today. I already have most of my things laid out here, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right in it. The first thing I'm going to use is this Milani primer. For foundation, I'm going in with the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation. You guys have seen me use this a couple of times, and even though this is relatively a new purchase, I have been using this every day and I love it. So speaking of Holy Grail, I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. These are pretty much the only ones that I use. I do have a couple of other ones from Eco Tools and the Beauty Blender and stuff like that, but I find that those don't last me as long as this one does. So this definitely is the definition of a Holy Grail for me. So for concealer, I've tried a couple different ones this month, and the one that I keep going back to is this one. This is from Revlon, and I normally used to use the Shape Tape concealer, but then I don't know, I realized that I was using the wrong shade, and I went to the drugstore just so I could get something my shade, and I got this one and another one, and I've just really been loving this one. I don't know if it's the shade. The coverage is not like super significant, but I don't know. I'm into it. I'm digging it. Now, I will not be setting the face just yet because I'm going to go in with this NYX Wonder Stick. This is the one that has the contour on one side and the highlight on the other. So we're going to go ahead and just do our routine here. Okay, so now it is time to set the face, and what I'm going to use is this blotting powder from Soap & Glory. It says it's translucent. It's certainly not, but I do like this powder. I feel like for my smile lines, this is the only powder I've tried that helps a lot with setting it in and making them last a little longer without creasing. I'm pretty sure there's other great powders out there, but for me so far, this is the best one. I did order the setting powder from ColourPop, and that actually is on its way to me right now, so hopefully I'll have that next week to show you guys. I also ordered their foundation, so I'm really excited to get that in. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is bronze up the skin, and for that I'm going to use the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula, and then we'll move on to the eyes. I don't know, to me this is just like the most natural looking bronzer that I have ever tried. Not to mention that it smells delicious. Okay, so I'm going to let my face settle down a little bit before I put on the blush and the highlight. I want the powder to just kind of have some time to sink in and settle in and do whatever it needs to do. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes now, and then we'll be back and do the eyeshadow. Okay, so for eyes, I don't have one palette that I go to on an everyday basis. I switch back and forth between all the ones that I have. One thing that is consistent though is that ColourPop as a brand is my Holy Grail. This brand does not fail me at all, especially when it comes to their eyeshadows. So for today's look, I just decided to grab this palette. This is the Cute AF eyeshadow palette, and it has all these really pretty warm tones. We've got this beautiful yellow here. I'm in a yellow mood right now, if you can't tell. And then it also has all these nice pink and corally shades here. So I'm gonna go for this one. But just in general, this brand, I mean, everything I've tried from them has been just absolutely great quality products. So just the brand alone is my Holy Grail, like I said. So I'm gonna bring you guys in closer, and then we'll pick out something to do. Okay, ignore my crusty lips. But for the first shadow we're gonna go into is this yellow one right here, and we're gonna put that almost like as a transition shade, but mostly we're gonna put that all over our lid. Then on a smaller brush, I'm gonna go into this shade here. Do pardon how dirty this is, I apologize. But we're gonna go into this shade right here. It's a really, really pretty, like milk chocolatey brown. And I'm gonna put that on the crease. By the way, I'm going in with a brush from BH Cosmetics in the number 6. Okay, so then I'm gonna take an even smaller brush. This is from Sigma and it's the Tapered Blending E45 brush. I'm gonna go into the shade right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and try to keep building on that red color right there. So I'm gonna go in a couple of times with that same color and just trying to make it a little bit more vibrant. Next, I'm gonna take a kind of like a flat shader brush. This is from It Cosmetics, and I'm gonna go in with this yellow shade right here. Then for highlight, I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This is kind of like a matte shade, but it has like a pink base. So I'm gonna use that to highlight the brow bone and brighten it up a little bit. Okay, next on a smaller brush, this is from Eco Tools. I'm gonna go into this shade here, which is the one that we used on the crease. And I'm gonna put that on my lower lash line. And I'm gonna follow that with that red shade. That gold shimmer shade did leave a little bit of fallout, but it's okay, it's not a huge deal. I think if you probably wet it, like pick it up with your brush and then wet it and apply it to the skin, not only would it be even more pigmented, but it probably wouldn't leave any fallout whatsoever. Now, I don't want this to be super smoky, so I'm just like concentrating it really close to the lash line. I'm not bringing it down too much. That's gonna be it on the eyes for right now. We're gonna move on to the eyebrows because it's driving me crazy that they're this thin. But what I'm gonna do is go in with this eyebrow trio. This is from the brand The Brow Gal by Tanya Crooks, and this is something that this brand has been in the BoxyCharm a few times, so I have been able to try out a few of their products. So what I do is I go into the shade here first and kind of shade in the brows. And then what I'll do, normally I go in with an eyebrow pencil and just kind of line the edges and give it the shape. But I did purchase a new item that I'm gonna include it in today's video because I tried it out and I have been loving it so far, so I know that that's gonna become daily items that I use. It's the Shape and Shade Brow Tint. This is by MAC, and I bought this on a recommendation from Raw Beauty Christy here on YouTube, so thank you, Christy. I've been loving it so far. So the first thing I'll do, like I said, is just gonna go into this shade here just to kind of shade the eyebrow first. Okay, so I'm gonna start on this eyebrow first, and the first thing I'll do is kind of brush my hairs up with a spoolie. Okay, so now that the eyebrows are shaded, I'm gonna go in with the Brow Tint by MAC, and what I'm gonna do is start drawing on little hairs. First going this way towards the tail, just to imitate the way that my hairs naturally grow. So the second to last step is to go in with this brow filler. This is also from the same brand, The Brow Gal. Basically, this is a tinted brow gel with microfibers. I don't see the microfibers a whole lot, but I do like the color of this. So I go in with this to give it any additional color or any additional lift that my eyebrows need. And then I'll set it with a different brow gel. So then going in with the 24-hour brow setter. This again is from Benefit. I go in and I set the brows. Okay, so the eyebrows are done. I did put on eyelashes as well, and then for mascara for my lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. So we're gonna move on to the blush now. Now, I don't really have a holy grail blush. I use anything and everything, whatever I'm in the mood for. There's nothing that either works really well or doesn't work at all that I've experienced. So today, just for the sake of trying this out, I'm gonna go in with this palette from BH Cosmetics, and this is their blushed neutrals. Did a tutorial or like a first impressions or whatever on the other version of this palette, which just had more like neutrals. So I will link that either up here or up here. I don't know yet where it's gonna be, but it'll be somewhere on here. So I figured today we'll try the blushes, and then if you guys want, I can do like a first impressions or a tutorial on me. So I'm gonna go in with this brush from Luxie and just gently pick up a little bit of product. And as you guys know, I like to first deposit the blush wherever I want it to go, and then I go in with a bigger brush later on and just kind of blend it all in. Now, if we're talking holy grail, ride or die, this is the definition of it for me. This is the Ofra highlighter in the shade Rodeo Drive. Now, for the lips, I do have a holy grail that I use all day, every day. It's a liquid lipstick from Too Faced, and I think it's in the color Chihuahua. If I find it, I'll show you the picture right here. The thing is, I was going to use it for this video, and then I noticed that I guess it expired because like the oils broke away from the pigment. So when I like squeezed it, it was pure like nasty oil. So what I'm gonna do today is go in with the second best, which is this tint from Benefit. I do have the foundation on my lips still, but it's okay. This will help because my lips are normally very pigmented, and if we want to see how this looks, it'll help to have that base. Okay guys, so this is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below if you own any of these items and if they also work for you, or if they don't. I'd like to know that as well. And as always, if you stayed with me until the end, I appreciate you being here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!